Kia ora, and welcome to Wednesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz, and today we lead with news. The US Fed is meeting, but flying blind on both inflation and jobs data. But other indications suggest the US economy is fading faster than previously assumed. In the US oil patch, the Dallas Fed said service sector activity contracted further in October, with the revenue index, a key measure of service sector conditions, falling to its lowest reading since July 2020. Employers there are shedding jobs, they noted. Things aren't great in the mid-Atlantic states region either, but not as tough as in Texas. The Richmond Fed's factory survey contracted less in October than September, but they also reported employers shedding jobs there. Despite these two reports, the ADP Employment Report indicated that private payrolls rose an average of 14,000 jobs per week in the 4 weeks ending October the 11th, as they moved to fill the labour market data void caused by the BLS shutdown. If that pace holds for October, US jobs growth for the month will be about 57,000, and better than the 32,000 September decline. Both are unusually low levels, though. In October 2023, the US reported 186,000 job gains in the month, so they've fallen a long way since then. Also not as negative as expected is US consumer sentiment, as measured by the Conference Board. It did ease lower in October, but not as low as some had feared, although it is now at a 6-month low. Those on low incomes, under $75,000 a year, or over 55 years of age, were more negative than those between 35 and 55 and on higher incomes. But overnight, a range of large employers announced job cuts. UPS said it has shed 48,000 jobs so far this year. Amazon is going to shed 14,000. They aren't the only ones. And on top of the US federal government furloughs, they're facing some significant labour market strain. And the Fed will likely deliver a 25 basis point rate cut tomorrow. Across the Pacific, South Korea said its economy grew 1.7% in real terms in the third quarter of 2025 from the same quarter of 2024, building on a widening expansion. Over the past year, all of their growth has come in the second and third quarters of this year. And Chinese President Xi and US President Trump are due to meet to try to work out a trade accommodation. It will be ironic that Trump can compromise with another dictator, but not with elected representatives in his own country. In India, they reported that their expansion of industrial production held up better than expected. It rose 4.1% in August, and that was expected to ease to 2.6% in September. But in fact, their fast expansion rolled up to a 4% gain last month. Their factory sector rose 4.8% on the same basis. This is a very good result for them. In Europe, inflation expectations dipped slightly to 2.7% in October. And later today, Australia will report its September inflation results, both their quarterly CPI and their monthly inflation indicator. Both are expected to rise to the 3% level. Recent comments by the RBA governor suggest they're in no hurry to cut their policy rate, given inflation remains high and their labour market is still expanding. They next review their cash rate target on Tuesday, November the 4th. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 3.99%, dipping just 1 basis point from yesterday. But the price of gold will start today at $3,956 an ounce, down another $37 overnight. And American oil prices are down $1.50 at just on $60 a barrel, with the international Brent price just under $64.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is now just on 57.8 US cents and up 10 basis points from yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're down 10 basis points at 87.8 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're up 10 basis points at 49.6 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just on 62.3 and up 10 basis points from yesterday. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $115,406, down a minus 0.2% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has again been modest, at just on plus or minus 1%. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.